If I look back, the contribution I made actually started in 1984. Incidentally, I visited Hong Kong in 1984 to study the academic and research networking in the Asian region. This was a 4-country tour. I went to Singapore, Malaysia, and Thailand. When I went back in '84, I was dreaming of introducing research and academic networking into Sri Lanka. In 1989, I proposed to the government the setting up of what I call LEARN, Lanka Experimental Academic and Research Network. We had some difficulties in mobilizing funds, and it took about 6 years, and in 1995 we connected LEARN into the internet, and that completed my project. We had two main areas of challenges to combat with. The first was financial, being a developing country, and also you got to remember the time that the politicians were not using smartphones, they were not on Facebook, they were not tweeting their constituents. So it was quite a challenge to convince them to set aside grants to set up an academic and research network. The second challenge was the technical challenges that we faced. When I started looking at a network for Sri Lanka, the dominant technology in many countries at the time was X25, not TCP/IP. So my first proposal was based on X25. It was a kind of blessing in disguise that the funding didn't come, so therefore we were delayed by about 3 years. And in those 3 years, I reformulated the proposal and then proposed TCP/IP WAN. And that's what we implemented in 1995. So raising funds to procure equipment was one of the challenges. The second challenge was the Sri Lanka Telecom, which was the only telecom carrier in the country at that time. They were not geared to supplying the digital circuits that were required. So with a lot of effort, it took us about 3 years to get Sri Lanka Telecom to provide 364 kilobits per second wireless links. And with that, I set up the first IP WAN in the country, which connected my university, University of Moratuwa, to 2 other universities in Colombo and Open University. The time period between 1995 and today, Sri Lanka has enormous growth in terms of internet provision to its community. My interest was mainly in providing academic and research networking, but that paved the way to the commercial internet service providers immediately after the LEARN was connected to the internet. So the country has now very widely connected broadband access, and parallel with that, we also have the mobile communication network, which provides almost 24/7 access to the internet through smart devices. So most people have access to the internet right now. I feel happy that I was able to make some impact on the socio-economic development of the country, and also provide free and open access to information to people in my country.